Wow, sun. G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. Absolutely no good angle here, but we'll make do. So disclaimer at the start of this video, this is a car content video. So basically, I think Blake's Aquatics might unsubscribe because he did say if I talk about the Gemini on the channel, he's not into cars, so he's out. But I'm pretty sure that that's just a little friendly joke. I hope Blake's Aquatics stick around. If you're watching, mate, please stay subscribed to my channel. Alright guys, you'll have to excuse my memory. I can't remember if I've shown you this, but I'm going to re-show it because it's cool. So there's actually a hoist down there. Well, it's a winch, but it's called a hoist because it's actually meant to go on the roof and you can like lift engines out of the cars. It's only a baby. It's rated at like 250 kilos, so it only just pulls the cars. You got to keep the Gemini dead straight in the steering because this has got a locked diff. It's actually got a spool in it. It's actually not welded. It's proper. This is a proper shortened Commodore diff. The diff's worth more than the bloody car, to be honest. So if you look down there, I've actually got a dolly. I think it's called a dolly around the tree, and I've got a really shitty looking strap around the tree. I was thinking about putting an anchor point in the tree. If anybody's, what are they called? If anybody's put a coach bolt with an eyelet, would it be a coach bolt eyelet? You know what I mean. Anyway, if anybody's put one in a tree, drop a comment and tell me if they actually hold. I'm guessing like over time the tree grabs onto it and it stays there. So that is an option. And so basically what I've got here, I've got a rope on there. I've figured out that the strength of the winch is basically identical to the rope, and any extra force, and the winch actually stops just before the rope snaps. But I have snapped a rope as well. When without that dolly up there, the rope snaps. So that dolly works well. The only shit thing is this handle. It's got like a 1 meter cord on it. So I gotta get my brother-in-law to come sort that out. So the only problem is getting it over this bit of the hoist. Let's see if it does it by itself. Full speed ahead. No. Alright, so I've got to put the camera down. I can put you on the tripod, guys. Alright guys, you ready? Wish me luck. Whee! Look at it go. Alright guys, so see what I mean by the winch is just strong enough? I pretty much have to hang on. Take that off. I won't wind it back up. We're going to need that to bring the car back in. So yeah, my ghetto booty needs to push it over this, and I've got to have those blocks of wood there. I was thinking about making bigger ramps for that, but it'll be a tripping hazard. So do you guys want to see the Gemini? Let me show you. Alright, so it's got a shortened Borg-Warner diff. I think it's a Borg-Warner. What's a VN Commodore diff? I don't know. I can't remember. I built this car like 6 or 7 years ago, guys. Probably 6. It's got a... You can't see from here. It's got a turbo 350 gearbox. It's got straight pipe exhaust at the front doors there. I want to add mufflers. But, and then it's got a shambles of wiring in there. You'll see I use like these shitty connectors. This is the one thing I need to replace on it. I need to put like a power bank or something in there for the gauges. Drop a comment if you know what I need to put in there. But basically, I've ran all the gauges in series off one power cable. It's fucking disgusting. I hate it. It's got a roll cage. you'll see in here, it's like a half bolt in, half what's the other word? Half bolt in, half weld in. It's got a hydraulic handbrake, which is not a necessity for me. This used to be a drift car, but I don't know if it ever made it to an event. I think it was like a guy actually built the drift car but never actually used it. He just drove it on the street. So I need to ditch that fan. I need to get like some decent thermo fans for it. There's a water tank here. As you can see, that's where the battery is meant to be. So I need to buy a roll of welding wire, earth welding wire. Yeah, so it's a VN 5 litre. I don't really like the idea of having a 5 litre in it, but somebody actually said to me that these are fetching decent money now, so I might actually look into it. I wouldn't even mind just selling the 5 litre and buying an LS. What's down here? Oh, that's a point for my what do you call it, temperature gauge. So I was low-key thinking about changing the firewall back to stock. It was a thought that I have, like keeping the shortened Commodore diff and putting a 2.4 litre in it and getting it registered, but the firewall's too far chopped out. If anybody doesn't actually, I've never mentioned this on YouTube, I don't think. I regret putting this motor in this car, but let's not talk about that. So the radiator's just floating at the moment. For anybody who doesn't know, I actually had this car finished, completely done. It was running and driving, and basically there's a problem with the diff and the pinion angle. If you know what that is, you know what it is. The geometry of the trailing arms is wrong. So basically it sat for a couple of years because the trailing arms were wrong, and then when it was sitting, I hated the front end. I absolutely hated it, and I chopped it up. You can see here I notched out the chassis. I actually welded this in and then notched the chassis after I welded that in. I kind of worry about that a little bit because I only welded it with a hobby MIG, but you guys know I've got the big MIG now. It runs. It literally just needs, I need to make the radiator mounts and redo the hoses here, and connect this water tank up and put the battery in the boot, and it runs and drives. Just the pinion's wrong. So basically at the moment the rear diff mounts here, I want to cut this floor out and cut this out, this piece here, and my plan is to make a mount for the top, for the forelink, and then plate this floor out, and pretty much a piece of sheet metal come down here and box down. How weird are the Geminis, how they've got like this back seat floor bit. So things like the I was going to say air compressor, the fire extinguisher, roll cage, seat harnesses, like these door coverings, the hydraulic handbrake, all of that was in it when I bought it. Oh, I need to build a firewall here as well. I wonder if the key, oh yeah, I've got the key. I probably shouldn't leave that in there actually, I might take it into the house. I think this works. Maybe not. That's annoying. Alright, well we're not opening the boot. There's a big fuel system in the boot, just like, imagine a big fuel system. I should try to start it. Should we try to start it? This video is meant to be about the XK. We could just start this instead. Yeah, let's start this. It's got old fuel, so it might not start, but it's worth a shot. Alright, so I can't check the oil because pretty much the dipstick didn't clear, so I've actually got to do like some sort of dipstick setup, but I think this battery's full. I had it on the charger. This is an old battery, but we had no ignition at all then. Oh, hang on. Probably got to be in park. No, nothing. Oh, has it got? It's got an ECU in it. Leave it with me for a minute, guys. Alright guys, so I don't think that battery holds charge anymore, so that's sad news, but our original plan was to look at the XK today. So I'll kind of let you guys in on a plan. My plan is to get both cars running and driving so that I don't have to use that bloody winch. Especially like if like a friend wants to use the hoist, I want to be able to drive the cars out, because obviously I can winch the car forward to there, but I can't actually winch the car out of the way to get a mate's car in. So you guys can't see anything, can you? Alright, so I want to show you something, guys. This car is from 1960. It is, what's that, 40, 50, 61 years old, something like that. It's still got the floor pan. It's got patina, but none of it's rusted through. There's one spot, so I'll show you guys. Just here. So this bit here is toast, but you'll see it's just a flat panel. I can weld that in easy, but like there's no major rust under here. It's so bizarre. This thing is an ex-taxi. It's got like 500,000 miles or something crazy on it, and I think just the fact that it drove is what kept it running, if that makes sense. So it's a bit eaten out here. Gonna have to clean it all up. My plan with this is to do the minimum to get it registered. So that'll be like, so basically I started a list. The first thing on my list is to do all the rubber bushings. Obviously I've got to get the starter motor working. The starter motor doesn't work at the moment. There it is. Can you guys see it? So yeah, I'm going to get the starter motor out, I think. And I'll see you guys on the other side of that. It's an absolute monster. And I don't even know how I'm going to get spanners in there. I didn't bring my impact driver home, so I'll see you on the other side of that video. Or not video, on the other side of that task. Alright guys, I've kind of run into my first roadblock, but it won't be a roadblock for this task. So the car is in imperial, not metric, or the car is in imperial, not metric. No, that doesn't fit there. But anyway, so my point there is I'm gonna have to buy imperial spanners. I do have one set of 1/2-inch drive imperial sockets, but the spot that I'm reaching now I can't get the socket into, and it just so happens I happen to have one 1/2-inch spanner I managed to find. Oh, these bolts are scary loose, like real scary loose. So I don't know how much is loose on the car. One thing about this car, check out the old donk. It looks like it was like really well maintained. I need 2 hands for this, but anyway, my point was The person that my father-in-law bought this car off, he looked after it. Even like the radiator's in good condition. It's crazy how good a condition the car is in for how long it's sat. Alright guys, this thing is huge. It's a monster. So if you're unfamiliar with how a starter motor works, basically this cog here spins the other way and there's a spring actuator in there. I might be talking out of my ass, but there's a mechanism in here that throws this. As it spins, the centrifugal force, I think, it actually throws this. But the problem with this one is this gear doesn't throw out. So when I went to start it, I could hear this spinning, but it wasn't coming out to here, so it wasn't grabbing the flywheel. So I need to grease that up. Alright, so I freed that up. It was actually stuck to that shaft. When I was trying to move this whole shaft was moving, and then it just went pop. I used chain lube. I didn't know whether you use CRC on it. I don't know what's in there. At least this lube I feel a little bit safer than CRC. So now I just got to bolt this back up, and I'll see you guys on the other side of that. Alright guys, so starter mode is back in. Unfortunately that battery doesn't hold charge. If you listen here, I put it back in here. I'll point the microphone towards the back. Listen. If you guys heard, the fuel pump primes, but no bueno on the starting. I'm kind of thinking about bringing the car in, but I don't want to use the G6 to try to start it because I don't know. I don't trust. I don't know, is that the whole myth about jump starting from a car with a modern computer? Is that a myth? I actually don't know about that one. You guys will probably tell me in the comments. Should I do it? Yeah, I might do it. Screw it. Alright guys, so it turns out my jumper leads have got a surge protector on them, so I guess that covers that myth I was just asking about. Now, I don't know if it's got fuel, but let's try. Alright guys, so here you can see I started it with an aerosol can. I managed to get a bit of a spark and a bang, but I later came to realise that all the fuel lines had perished. I used cheap eBay fuel lines, but I'm going to throw that all in the bin, and I'm going to go with the solid line and just some plain rubber hosing instead of the shitty braided crap. But anyway guys, that's the end of this video. I didn't film an outro, so peace out.